I know when I was young, I was dyslexic, and I found it very hard to learn to read, and I didn't feel very, I didn't feel good enough because I was always a long way behind, and then also very ADHD. I was all over the shop. I didn't know how to apply myself. But then I found if I did apply myself to something, I could really focus, and I could focus hard and have a go at something. But as a whole, I found it really hard to get into that mindset.
Did you get, it's different now. There's access to kinds of things. But when you were younger, how early on did you get a diagnosis?
When I was in kindergarten, I'd be like D, A, D, like dog.
We've written B, A, B.
Yeah. And my mum was like, "What do you mean? Like it's right there." So, and the teachers just reassured mum that I'd be fine, and it was just part of it. But then I just could not read up until nearly year 6, where I ended up. Mum would take me to so many different places, and it took me so long to try and get over it. I did my high school fine and my HSC fine, but I feel like when I was young, that kind of taught me to be resourceful in other ways. Because I couldn't.
And this is the
natural way.
One of my
your weakness can become
there's someone very close to me who's dyslexic, and I remember, we were little together, and I remember they, doing all these eye exercises and all kinds of stuff in the 80s as we had. But this person now speaks fluent German with no accent, has 2, business degrees, works overseas in like this massive role, because essentially your brain is forced to think about things from a different angle, and so it's a different form of creativity. I'm interested. Sorry, it's your podcast.
No,
I'm interested. Like, great on your parents for giving it a shot, and
they're so supportive. Like, I'd get 2 out of 50 in the spelling test, and I'd come home, and they weren't angry. They were like, "You'll be okay. You'll sort something out somehow." But I felt so lost.
How early did you start to get strategies that you're able to work in?
It wasn't until Mum took me to so many different places. I went to a speech pathologist, and she just scared me.
Yeah, right.
And that just straightened me out. I feel like fear's a good teacher. My first diving coach as well, I was scared of, and that straightened me out. But that intense focus that you spoke about is something that I can relate to in my training. I can be very divergent, but when I want to do something, your brain just finds a way.